This past winter, I had the opportunity to study abroad in 5 very different areas in Australia. Throughout my journey, I had the opportunity to acquire more knowledge about sustainability than I ever have before, and use that knowledge to develop a different definition of progress from what I originally thought it to be. Before this trip, I thought of progress as a means to attaining an end goal. However, I've redefined my parameters on the definition to include the steps along the way you take to get to those goals. What surprised me the most was how unique each place was that I visited. Because of this, I was able to establish my own sense of place and establish an emotional connection to the protection of each one. The vulnerability of these different environments made me realize how precious life is and the importance of sustaining resources for future generations to come. Progress is taking steps to sustain these resources and help to mitigate our carbon footprints, cleansing ourselves of ignorance and seeing the life through a different lens. This opinion parallels many of the environmentalists that we had the opportunity to converse with, who all strive to use their own resources and technology to become self-sufficient in order to protect the biosphere surrounding them. It is only through education that we will achieve sustainability pertaining to all environmental, social, and economic values. Understanding these problems, however, is an indirect way to move towards sustainability, but if we can teach our generations to integrate conservation practices as one of their core priorities every day, the natural world will begin to achieve a point able to persist into the future. It was hard at first to wrap my head around the possibility of achieving balance between the 3 aspects of the triple bottom line until I learned and was exposed to the Aboriginal culture and the sustainable values they stood for. The Aboriginals lived a life centering around the importance of maintaining and living with their environment rather than on it. Experiencing the vast amount of artifacts and art from the Aboriginals only solidified my opinion that a sustainable world is possible, even if accompanied by development. Though progress can be viewed on a worldwide basis through the triple bottom line, throughout this trip I was able to see myself progress towards a more well-rounded individual. Seeing cultures outside of my own, especially ones centered around sustainability, has made me realize that material success will no longer continue to define my happiness. In Australia, I felt as if I was able to live life to the fullest and be happy integrating with a culture and group of 30 students I never had been exposed to. Everyone in the group was able to experience everything that most students can only read about, and because of this, we are the ones that see progress more than a means of development or achieving the American dream that has been instilled in our brains since elementary school. By visiting these locations, we are all able to develop our own individual sense of place and accumulate empathy for the community, environment, and history about each one. The emotional connection established within our Discover Abroad group was also enhanced as we were all able to become a team as we helped each other climb over bigger rocks than we had ever seen, or fight sleep just to be able to stargaze, or even just fight to wake up to watch the early sunrises. Through all of these activities, we were able to see past the materiality of the world and learn to enjoy what the natural world has to offer. Appreciating what the natural world has to offer is just one step to achieving the sustainable future I know we will all begin to strive for.